out there in the internet lands. Welcome back on this Friday to another edition of You've Got a Thing, an interview thing about Milwaukee theater things. My name is Jamelyn Gray. I am the producer of this program and fill-in host extraordinaire, and also the artistic director of the Constructivists. So, with me today is a repeat You've Got a Thing comeback guest. Mr. Tom, do you want to introduce yourself there?
Hi, everyone. I'm Tom Zuehlke. Thanks for having me again, Jamelyn.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, it's good to see you too. You wanna explain a little bit what you do over there at Village Playhouse?
Well, what we're doing right now is our 36th annual original one-act play festival. It's all Wisconsin playwrights. The last time I was on, that's what we chatted about. And it's the 36th year we've been doing this. I was actually involved in the very first one back in 1984.
You're aging yourself.
Yes, that's fine. I have no problem with that.
All right.
So just here to promote the shows, tell you about what we're doing, also to announce that we're going to be accepting scripts for the 37th festival, which we will be doing in August.
Oh my gosh!
Yes, I know.
But it's sort of wonky because of the pandemic, right?
Yes,
it sort of got a little squishy, yeah?
Very squishy. We should have done the 35th in 2020, and we did those last September, I think it was. Then we're doing the 36th now, which should have been done last year. And then we'll finally catch up in August, which would be the regular time that we would be doing the 37th.
Oh, okay. So the normal schedule is August.
Yes.
Okay. What do you feel like are the themes of this year's agenda? Do you have anything in particular that you're working with?
We don't select the scripts based on a particular theme.
Okay.
Sometimes we'll find one. This year it's family is what we're calling it.
Okay.
The scripts are all family oriented, not the audience, not towards a family audience, but the characters. The characters are all very family oriented. One of the plays I'm directing, it's three sisters and a sister-in-law who get together every Thanksgiving while all the guys are watching football and play, or no, they're off hunting, and they play Scrabble. And then the another one I'm directing is a funeral.
Okay.
An estranged father and daughter come together at his father's funeral.
Okay.
And then there's another one. It's called the Kool-Aid Heist, and that is a 10-year-old boy and his older self. So you've got him at age 40 or whatever, and at age 10, and you can't say that they're telling the same story, but you never see the actual story. I'm not going to give anything away, but suppose that they were stealing Kool-Aid.
Okay.
You never see the story of the stealing the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
You just see like the development of the next 30 years as a result of the older man stealing the Kool-Aid.
Okay.
Yeah. And
do you actually have a 10-year-old?
Yeah.
For that part? Okay.
Yeah.
Some young whippersnapper who
yes, he got recruited.
Okay.
We didn't have any young people at auditions, so he got recruited. I'm not exactly sure how.
I mean, that's just a legitimate problem altogether. Is getting young people. I know this from experience with the constructivists, although, the art we do is a little bit darker. So parents
Yeah.
aren't willing to give up their kids for
Yeah.
the kind of art we do. But I think it's just a problem in general to find age appropriate kids under 18, because the parents need to be involved and maybe the parents don't have time and all of that,
Yeah. We're pretty fortunate because I teach children's drama
Oh,
for 25 years for Wauwatosa.
Oh.
So I have a pool, shall we say.
I did not know that about you.
Yep.
Well, kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, this year I've got my kids writing their own play, which is really a trip.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you all are doing these rehearsals virtually, yeah?
Not totally. We started in-person rehearsals this past week.
Okay. What is because we're doing the same thing. We just started rehearsals for Babel, and we're doing the same thing. What was your split on?
For the shows that I had, we had 2 virtual and 1 in person so far.
Okay. I forget. Do you read these, or is everybody memorized?
Oh, everything's memorized.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
and then are they like 10 minutes? Are they 15 minutes?
The requirements we have are 10 minutes to 45 minutes. That's the length that we look for. Most of them are shorter. We have one longer one. This year it's about 40 minutes, and then we've got one that's about 10, and then the other 3, we're doing 5 shows. The other 3 are between 20 and 30 minutes.
Okay. So the rehearsal periods do tend to be shorter than like what a full production would
Correct. It's, it's a 20-minute play. We don't want to over rehearse it, and get everybody burned out before the show happens.
Right. Yeah.
So we've got 5 weeks. I personally rehearse just once a week with my shows. Some people do twice a week.
Okay.
Yeah. It varies on each director and the length of the show.
Are you rehearsing at the space?
No. Rehearsals are, some people rehearse in their, living rooms.
Sure.
I rehearse in the conference room at Wauwatosa Library.
Sure.
So it really depends. That's the most difficult challenge that, that we've had, is finding rehearsal space.
It's an ongoing plight. I mean, it's something that we talk about in the Theater Alliance all the time. Sometimes it's just a financial hurdle.
Sure.
That spaces can be expensive.
Yep.
to rent. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are the requirements for the scripts?
Well, the first requirement is that you have to be a Wisconsin resident, because we only do Wisconsin playwrights.
A Wisconsin resident, or born and raised and live somewhere else, or do you have to currently be living in Wisconsin?
You have to have a current address in Wisconsin.
Okay. Fair.
We have one of the playwrights, we've been doing his shows for 25 years. He currently lives in Arizona in the winter, but he has a home in Platteville. So he's still eligible.
Snowbird.
We had one playwright who was going to school in Texas. I think it was at SMU, but she still had her parents' address in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Because I didn't know until after her play was selected, because she had the proper paperwork filled out that she was living and going to school in Texas at the time.
Well, but that's sort of a weird transitional period. Yeah, school is like, people really haven't decided where they want to settle down yet. Yeah.
Correct. What we actually did was we went by the Census Bureau's rulings on where your residence was, where you were counted if you were in college.
That is super specific.
Yes.
That's how you do it. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, you all now perform these at the Interchange Theater Co-op, which
Correct.
I thought it was important to mention that is the old 10th
10th Street
Street
Playhouse,
Playhouse
where In
space,
Tandem was resident
where
for
In Tandem
so
was in
many
resident.
years. Correct.
Yeah. Tell
Mhm.
me tell me about the move over there and how y'all are comfortable there now.
We're incredibly comfortable. They've been great to work with. I
Right.
worked with Eric, is his first name. I really don't know his last name.
He's like
He's the
share.
technical director and one of the owners of the facility.
Okay.
And he's just been fantastic to work with. We had a bit of a outbreak of COVID with some of the cast. So we asked them if we could push our schedule back 2 weeks because we couldn't rehearse.
Yep.
So they were very willing to do that. When we did our shows there last fall, and they were just incredibly accommodating to us in every way. It was just such a pleasant experience, and I would recommend the space, and it's not outrageously expensive either.
That's great. I was going to ask you about affordability for smaller groups.
Yeah, it's do you want me to tell you how much it is?
No, I
Okay.
don't. I think people can research
They
that
can
on
do
their own.
that themselves. Yeah,
And
I don't.
you all feel like it's an affordable
Absolutely.
option. That's very
Absolutely.
cool.
Mhm.
Did you all have any problems with COVID in the fall?
No.
Yeah, we didn't either, and I'm really super nervous about this time because this Omicron is just a real pain in the ass.
Yeah. We they require vaccination from their casts, from the participants, and from the audience at the theater. Interchange requires that.
Okay.
So you've got to, when we got there as actors, we had to present our vaccination cards and everything. This year, we lost one actor from auditions because they weren't vaccinated and weren't going to get vaccinated. So, que sera, sera. And it was not a problem with any of the audience members that we had coming in fall. You know, they all knew, so they brought their cards and all went well. And we didn't have any trouble with it for the cast as cast members for the production. You know, knock on wood, we won't this year.
Is it also acceptable for Interchange, like the 72-hour test, or are they just hard lining it that it's vaccination or nothing? Because
they will accept the negative test. I don't know about the 72 hours or what that is. It's on our website. There's something about that. I don't recall because I'm vaccinated, so I'm not sure.
No, that's fine. I mean, it's just a kind ongoing reminder. Keep your vaccination card on your person. And if that's what always check the website for what requirements are, because that is an option. I know it's an option at the Broadway Theater Center too, that if you do the COVID test route, although I will say tests are progressively harder to find, or at least they have been now. So make sure that you really, really just plan ahead and schedule that ahead and all of that. Yeah.
Agreed. Totally.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite scripts over the years? Like what?
Oh gosh.
What pops out in your head?
The first one that came to my mind, it was called Princess.
Mm-hmm.
And this was based on a true story. I believe it was up north somewhere where a prom queen killed somebody. And it was a one-woman show, and we found a high school girl, who did the show, just a monologue, and it was her not even explaining why she did it, but more the difference between, if you look at why as an intention, as a motivation, it was her intention in killing this person. What rather than why.
Okay.
So, and it was, I just thought really, really fantastic. We did another one, and this was called The Black Rose, and written by a fella from Madison. He still submits plays to us. And it was about a gay man, and this was done in the 80s when it was, AIDS was, I don't even think they knew what AIDS was, but they knew that there was something. And it
used to be called gay-related immunodeficiency disease.
Really?
Like,
I never
oh
heard
man.
that.
Oh,
wow.
that grid.
Okay.
They called it because they did think it was within that community only.
Yeah.
Oh, how ignorant.
Yes. Isn't that true? But
Yeah.
anyways, it was about his friends' deaths.
Okay.
They were at a funeral, and a black rose is apparently something that.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what that one was about, before it was fashionably popular to be doing gay AIDS plays.
Yeah.
We've done original plays by playwrights who have went on to do shows at the Milwaukee Rep and things like that. Published authors. One of my favorites, it was a play, I happened to direct it. It was called Just Desserts. And it was just a goofy little comedy that it was about a guy who's having his dessert at a restaurant, and he's just a pain in the butt to the waitress, and she gets her revenge on him.
Oh man.
So it was really fun. We did another one that I totally enjoyed. It was called Godot Part 2. And it was what happens the next day. After waiting for Godot.
That's awesome.
And the way that it started out, you think that it's just going to be a repeat of Waiting for Godot, that they're still waiting for Godot.
Sure.
And so it's a lot of the bits from that, as far as the one guy, I don't remember which one, with his shoes not fitting and everything. And it was just, and it was accessible even if you didn't know Waiting for Godot.
That's awesome.
So that was another favorite.
I mean, if you're out there and you don't know Waiting for Godot, you should look into it. I mean, particularly even just for the sake of on television and in movies, because all of those people started out as theater nerds.
Yeah,
it comes up a lot in pop culture. So
yeah, one of my instructors at UWM directed one of the very first. Well, he directed the first version of that at Lincoln Center back in the early '60s. But even before that, he directed a very famous production of it at Folsom Prison in California.
Whoa!
Herbert Blau was his name. He was one of my theater instructors. And that was just, awesome. So I've had a kind of love affair with the script, for 40 years.
Sure. Yeah. It's a good one. It pops up in popularity every once in a while. And, Rep will do it, Goodman in Chicago, smaller storefronts. And, everybody has their own personal take on it because it's just so steeped in the theater universe. Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely. There's some some scripts like that, but that's a classic one that has that type of narrative associated with it.
How many scripts do you have going on?
5.
Let me see if I can share this little bit of intel right here. You can go to villageplayhouse.org and get your tickets and all the things here.
Right.
So yeah, it's 5.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize some names here.
Like Hannah.
Michael. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Small casts too. Yeah, looks like.
Yes. That we don't, I mean, we've had scripts that have come in, with, 50 actors, and we just can't do that.
Oh, sure.
So, it's not a requirement, but we look for small, easy to cast shows, and
Sure.
technically simple. Although at Interchange, we're able to do a little bit more technical stuff than we were, when we were, when we were a Vagabond company. And our first space when we first started the festival back in '84 was it's been torn down. It was called the Plank Road School. And we had one of those old light boards with, pulling the levers up and down.
Oh my.
Footlights and, all that stuff.
Wow.
So
yeah, that space is really just a great space. I've always enjoyed that space on 10th Street there. It's just really great.
And it's not, the parking is simple too. It's really amazing.
Yeah, there's
parking there is.
Oh yeah,
downtown.
Yeah, around the corner. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff there. It's really easy. It's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, it's well lit. As for for people who have safety concerns or whatever. It's part of the Marquette campus, so it's patrolled by the Marquette police.
And really great accessibility for anybody who is in a wheelchair or anything like that. There's a ramp that goes up to the door. The whole ground floor that goes to the theater is all on one level. There aren't any stairs that you have to go up. It's really a great space.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, again, you can go to villageplayhouse.org for all the information about the 36th annual One Act Festival there at Village Playhouse, with Village Playhouse at the Interchange Theater Co-op.
And the submission form for the scripts for the 37th will be online this afternoon.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Great timing.
Yeah, well, that was our publicity department figured. He's announcing that we'll put it up there.
Awesome timing. Oh, publicity team.
Yeah.
Good job, Hughes. Great. Well, I mean, it's always great to see you, Tom. Thank you so much for all the work that you do out there.
You bet. Thank you. Thanks for doing this again.
Yeah, you bet. I'm here for you all. So
cool beans.
See you soon. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks much.
All right. You be well.
Have a good spring.
You too.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Good times. Good times with Village Playhouse. As usual, I just want to go over a few events that are happening in the community around town and with MTA companies and the like, because that's what we're here for, to let you know what the heck is happening. So let me just share this with you. I do believe it is closing weekend for Ernest Shackleton Loves Me. Just a really great piece, fun, musical, 2-person. I've seen, quirky, fun, those kind of adjectives kicked around in the press, directed by our co-creator and awesome human being, Joanna Ponasek, who has directed a couple things there at Skylight. It's a 2017 off-Broadway hit, really great, astounding ingenuity, modern music, cutting-edge video. I mean, they have actual video. It's about it's time crossing. I guess there's a refrigerator involved and all this kind of stuff. A couple reaching across the universes to meet and enjoy time together and whatnot. Ernest Shackleton was an explorer. There's Antarctica involved, and they actually have footage from his journey. It's on film, so it's a very cool little piece. I'm hoping to squeeze in here at closing weekend myself, because time just passes so fast, and I don't even know how to manage that anymore, thanks pandemic. Sunstone Studios. Oh, you can go to skylightmusictheatre.org for that. Sunstone Studios is opening Neath the Hills of Bastogne next week. It's a World War II play, an original piece, a world premiere written by Zach Woods. I think I saw somewhere, I forgot, I think Samantha Martinson is directing this one. It opens February 10th. If you like sort of historical pieces, this will definitely be for you. It says a ragtag group of combatants look to the past. They pray for the future and wonder if peace is possible in a face of overwhelming hatred. Feel like we go through that theme a lot here in America. So you can go to sunstonestudios.com, sunstonestudiosmke.com for that. Pink Umbrella, they're in the last final stages of their registration for their spring. No, it's not spring. Oh, see where my brain is at. Winter registration. Their virtual class registration closed the 31st, so that's kind of out of your reach. But you can still register for in-person classes. I'm just going to keep repeating in case you don't know who Pink Umbrella Theater is. They are one of the only companies in the country that their mission is to help persons with disability, persons who identify with a disability, and doesn't matter what disability, the physical, mental, emotional, even invisible kinds of disabilities, that they're trying to give them more access to the theater universe, which traditionally has not been great on that. So you can go to pinkUmbrellaTheatre.org for these classes. It's a full range of coaching, acting coaching, and puppetry, and improv, and musical theater. So if you know somebody who identifies with a disability, this is definitely for you here. Yes. Kids from Wisconsin are accepting submissions for their summer season. Awesome company. I don't even know how long they've been around, but they've been around long enough for my mother to be sorry, Mom, a member of Kids from Wisconsin back in the day. They're looking for people ages 15 to 20. If you are just over the moon about singing and dancing and all of the things that I'm going to put this in air quotes, show choir is looking, are interested in. And if you're one of those people, this is for you. Instrumentalists as well. They do live music. It just, if you're one of those people, rock your world. You can go to the auditions tab at kidsfromwisconsin.org to submit, and then find out where they're actually having in-person auditions. Those are going to come up pretty fast, so check that out. I always have to thank Imagine MKE for the support that they provide, the Milwaukee Theater Alliance, and this program by helping us with this wonderful, amazing technical platform that we use here. They're just a great organization trying to change the Milwaukee ecosystem to be more art focused. Got a lot of great things in Milwaukee, but there's a lot of work to do to make art at the forefront of people's brains. So, and I do think it's incredibly imperative for more people out there who are art lovers to reach out to their representatives to let them know how important art is in their lives, because we are a very, very, very sad 49th in state arts funding. just really sad. I don't know how that happened. I feel like we were better at it when I was younger, but whatever. So they make it really easy for people to be advocates of the arts. You can go to imaginemke.org/act to get all of the things that you could possibly want to copy and paste to your representative and tell them to light a fire under their butts and be more art friendly. Just a kind reminder, it is Black History Month, started February 1st. Do yourself a favor, just do a little bit of research and reflection and learn more about what Black History Month means and how it got started and things that you can do to just be a better amplifier and supporter, because Black Lives Matter, still do, will continue to, all of the things. So just get out there, Google Black History Month, and I'm sure the Google will give you all the information that you could possibly ever hope for to learn more things. Awesome. I thank you all for being out there and watching this this thing. If you are an arts org, normally the way that we do this program is Milwaukee Theater Alliance members get first dibs at coming on the program, and then if nobody's available, we reach out to the larger theater community, and then if nobody's available, then we go to the big arts community here in Milwaukee. So we're always game to hear from any of you. So you can always email info@MKETA, Milwaukee Theater Alliance.org, and just see what's up, and maybe we can get you on the program, because we are big arts fans around here, obviously. So, but I thank you for being out there in the internet lands. Let other people know that this program is happening, because we really try to amplify all current theater things that are going on. So I do think we are one of the best resources to know what's happening at this moment in time. But hopefully we'll see you next week. We'll see if Tom or somebody else from Village Playhouse can host, because that's also something that we try to do, is get the last week's guest to be the next week's host. And be well out there. As always, take care of yourselves, as we are now in this second year of the pandemic. Lord, I would have never thought that we would say that. But here we are. So just take care of yourselves. And hopefully we will see you next week on You've Got a thing.